has closed in on Morgan. We have to wait for the second wave for a true indication of how this race is shaping up as Dunlop hones in on Pearson, but he doesn't have the speed to slip by. Crucial to break just in time for Gorton, which is what they all do in this first group. Guy Martin on the back wheel. Riding with Dunlop on the stretch between Gorton and McAdoo. Yellow flags, no overtaking. That will because, or should be because of the Michael de Koopel spill. Derek Shields, meanwhile, closes right in on Dunlop in third. Now, if you look at the red gate on the right-hand side of the track, you can see how much of a steep climb it is from the gap underneath it. The camera position makes the road look a lot flatter than it is. Plenty of fans darted all around the edge of the track, many making the journey across the Irish Sea, just like the race leader Guy Martin, the Englishman, still leading the two Ulstermen and the Dubliner. On board with the man in fourth place at the end of lap one, Dean Harrison, 1.2 seconds behind Guy Martin. Martin looks to have pulled a bike length on Pearson, but he still can't shake off this trio behind him. They're coming up to complete lap two. Don't forget, we have to wait for Harrison, who has a clear road ahead of him, to see where he slots into the scheme of things on the leaderboard. Michael Dunlop still in third place, and no suggestion from him so far in terms of making a move on the two men ahead of him. It's all about the brakes and holding the best defensive line, and Guy Martin is leaving a gap on the inside, is he? Michael Pearson says thank you very much, and the former Irish Superbike champion leads as they exit Gorton and head off to McAdoo. Derek Shields very close to Dunlop, right on his exhaust. Into McAdoo with Pearson leading away. He's on a Superstock bike with Martin on a Superbike, and I suspect, judging by the red plate, Dunlop's on a Superstock bike along with Derek Shields. Well, we're riding with the Honda of Michael Dunlop on the run to Mackney, still in third place, racing at Cookstown for McAdoo, who celebrated their 30th anniversary as a race team last year. Martin content to sit behind Pearson for now, not like they did on the opening lap when they came into contact here at Mackney. Martin forcing his way through on that occasion. Meanwhile, Dean Harrison has slipped back to sixth place at the end of lap two. He lost a couple of seconds on that one. Here's a replay of Michael Pearson on the Hotties Road Racing BMW. 3 laps of 10 completed then. Pearson still leading from Martin. Dunlop and Shields, 6/10 of a second between the first and fourth place. That's how close they are as they thunder toward Gorton. Dunlop making his move, drawing out of the slipstream. He may get a 2 for one offer here, but he holds off and brakes quite early. Pearson backs it in. Oh, he's backing it in Speedway style into Gorton, but just about manages to hold off Guy Martin. What a race! On board with Derek Shields. He's gone well in the past here, but this weekend it's got to be his best performance so far. Here comes Guy Martin up the inside of McAdoo. It looks like a carbon copy of the earlier move as Pearson swings back inside, and they go side by side up the hill. There they are just ahead. Pearson with his nose in front plus the inside line into the next turn at Mackney. Oh, Martin powers his way through and he's taken the lead. Well, what a move by Guy Martin on the Taiko Suzuki. A quick twist of the wrist and he's back in front. And while those two are scrobbling away, Michael Dunlop appears to be content with just sitting behind them. Derek Shields on his shoulder, and there's still, of course, more than half of this race to go. Time to get our breath back, perhaps, as we look at Michael Pearson just ahead of Michael Dunlop. A popular vantage point, this, for the spectators. Pearson's back wheel going light there as he hits the brakes. Guy Martin leads the man of Craigmount and down toward the Orator Crossroads. So the gang of 4 across the line. Guy Martin does a 1 minute 24.89, but that's not the fastest lap as Jeremy Hamilton on the Kawasaki puts in the quickest time of any rider. 0.03 of a second inside the Taiko Suzuki man as Dunlop goes past Pearson for second. But the McAdoo man looks again if he hits the brakes earlier than his rivals. Maybe not quite got the confidence in them that he'd like. I'll tell you what though, he's got a new target ahead. Guy Martin leads this race, but if anyone can catch him, then it's got to be Michael Dunlop. And having lost 2 places, Michael Pearson has now got Derek Shields breathing down his neck. On board with Dean Harrison, who is down to 7th now, having been passed by Brian McCormack. That's complete lap 5. It's still Guy Martin, but only just from Michael Dunlop, and they're both in the 1 minute 23 lap times, and it's a new lap record for Michael Dunlop as we look at Derek Shields taking on Michael Pearson. Dunlop has taken 2/10 off the existing record set by Guy Martin 2 years ago, and like two prize fighters, this pair are really squaring up to one another now. Dunlop using every available millimetre of track surface. We're back with the battle for third. Shields closing in and maybe taking third from Pearson. We may have to wait and see them come round before we find out. Back with Dean Harrison, a relative newcomer to road racing, but a very exciting prospect. Still 7th at the halfway point in this race. Coming up to complete lap 6, Guy Martin on the Tyco Suzuki in first. Michael Dunlop on the McAdoo Honda in second. Has either gone inside the new lap record time which has just been set by Dunlop? Here they come to cross the line. The answer is no, although Dunlop took 0.2 of a second out of the race leader that time, just as he did in the previous lap, and here he goes for a stab at Martin, but can he do the Suzuki man on the brakes? I suspect no, judging on what's gone on before. He's got the power, but Martin has the braking to perfection. Or has he? The answer to that one, stunning move by Dunlop, one of the best I've seen here in the past few years. How good was that? Got the timing absolutely perfect. So Michael Dunlop leads, but what kind of a response will we get from Guy Martin? Whew. Time to catch our breath. The road racing season is most certainly upon us, folks. We ride with Dean Harrison, stomping his foot hard on the back brake as he goes into Gorton. Michael Dunlop continues to pull away from Guy Martin. This is the view from the race leader as he takes on the Cookstown circuit. He's broken the lap record 3 laps in a row now. Will he do it for a 4th time? Or have his tyres said enough is enough? It stands at 1 minute 22.64 as he heads into what will be the last lap. So the moment of truth, and it remains at 1 minute 22.64. He is 0.2 outside this time. Ryan Farquhar has won this race for the past 5 years. He's now retired, of course, and we could well be looking at the new King of Cookstown. On this kind of form, Michael Dunlop could well be the main threat to the short circuit stars at this year's Northwest 200. A whole host of top names from British Superbikes this year: Alistair Seeley, Josh Brooks, Stuart Easton, Cole Harris, Michael Rutter. But it could be this young man who we ride with, still only 24 years of age, that the racing world may be talking about more than any other come the middle of May. Making his way toward 21 Alan Connor, the first of the back markers, and he makes his way past. Dunlop will be on a different bike, of course, at the Northwest, the one that he has dominated on today. Once he got past Guy Martin, there was no stopping him from taking the win. And it's victory for Michael Dunlop at the Cookstown 100. Results time, and Derek Shields takes third from Michael Pearson, with Guy Martin in second. A new Cookstown lap record